Okay, so we're covering page 40 here, starting with number 32. We have here x squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 0. What is the sum of the possible values of x? You should underline the word sum, okay? And values of x. So we want to find the sum of the x's. Okay? So how am I going to find the x? All I'm going to do, this is easy, is I just factor. X and x, what times what will equal 5? That if you subtracted or added it, I mean, this one's easy, it's just 1 and 5, right? But you would put the, since that's a negative 4, you put the negative here and a positive over here. And then when you pull it out of its parentheses, this is going to be x is negative 1, this is going to be positive 5. Okay, now what is the sum of it? Negative 1 plus 5 equals 4. So simple. The next one is going to be page 40, number 33. This one says the function f in the xy plane is defined by f of x equals x minus 8, x plus 17. What is the straight line distance between the x-intercepts? So we need to find the distance of the x's. Okay? So anyway, this one is already easy because it's been factored for us. So x is going to be positive 8. This is going to be x is going to be equal to negative 17. They want to know what's the distance between this. So think of it like on a number line, okay? Negative 17 is here, 0 is here, and 8 is here. How much is this distance? Basically, it's going to be 17 right here, and then from there, it's going to be 8. 17 plus 8 is 25. Another very simple one. Okay, number 35 is a little bit more complicated, but totally doable. They give us this equation, x minus a, x minus 3 equals x squared minus 11ax plus k. So we know that this equation and this equation are equal to each other, and a and k are constants. Okay, if the equation is true for all real values of x, what is the value of k? So in the end, we need to solve for k. Okay, so the first thing I should do here is I need to distribute x squared. X times negative 3. This times this is negative ax. This times that is positive 3a. Let me just check that. X squared minus 3x minus ax plus 3a equals x squared minus 11ax plus k. Okay, so what I want you guys to recognize is in any quadratic equation, we always have like the something squared. If you have something on this side and something on this side, and you know this side is all equal to this side, we know that we could cancel that out because it's the same, okay? Now we're left with negative 3x minus ax. So you know that these both have an x. This is a number that we don't know what the number is at this moment, but it's a number, and that's also a number. So let's just say the number is 2. If this were negative 3x minus 2x, that would make negative 5x. Do you get that? And then this would be plus 6. It would be negative 5x plus 6. That's if I plug in a 2. And so you see that this is one family right here, and that's going to relate to this number here, because if we put a 2 there, it would be negative 22x, whereas that one would just be a 2. So which one is related is these numbers will equal these numbers here, because remember, this side equals this side. And then this number here would have to equal that, because if you were to plug a number here, it would have to equal that. Okay, so anyway, let's just put in, sorry, that wouldn't be a 2 because the 2 only represents a. So anyways, that's going to be a different number. We know that, I'm just going to rewrite this, negative 3x minus ax, that will be, the like term on this side is equals negative 11ax. And we know that because all of these have the x's. And this side equals that side. And then we know that the 3a has to equal k, because this one will be the full number that doesn't even have variable in it. If we were to replace that with a 2, then k would be 6. Do you get that? So that's actually what we're going to do, because we can't work with these numbers until we actually plug a number in to figure out what it is. Let's just plug in 2, for example. Okay, so if we were to plug in 2 for x, if we plug in and say x equals 2, then we could then solve for a, and then we could plug in for a, and then solve for k. All right, so it's going to be negative 3 times 2 minus 2a, I'm sorry, yeah, 2a equals negative 11 times 2a. And so what we have here is we're going to get negative 6 minus 2a equals negative 22a. Then you go plus 2a plus 2a. Cross that out. We're going to get negative 6 equals negative 20a. How do you solve for the a? Divide out negative 20. Divide out negative 20. That crosses out. The negatives become positives. And we could reduce this to, if we take a 2 out of here, it'll be a 6. 2 out of here would be a 10. It would be 3 over 10. A is going to equal 3 over 10. We're going to just plug that over here. Okay? 3 times 3 over 10 will be k. And that's going to be 9 over 10. So we have now solved for k. The answer is 9 over 10.